On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be having a look at Neca's Cult Classics Hall of Fame Hellraiser Pinhead. This is going towards a request that was made to me by one of the subscribers. I believe his name is, I think it was Doctor Who Jake. If that's not your name, I do apologize. But he did ask to see, he asked when I could do the Pinhead review, so here we go. I hope you enjoy. Let's get first a look at the packaging. And actually, before I start, I just want to point out that today's drink that I'll be having while doing this review is Lost Energy Drink. Is it an alright drink? Not really. It tastes very similar to a Red Bull. So it's got that original energy drink taste. I'm not a big fan, really. But you know what? It gives me energy, so just get a sip here so I get myself all psyched for this review. Okay, so now let's have a look at the packaging here. On the front here we have a picture of Pinhead from the original Hellraiser poster. Quite nice. On the back, the other characters in the Hall of Fame wave, and let me just move my lamp out of the way here. The other characters in the wave are, we got Wes Craven's Freddy from The New Nightmare. We got the Crow Eric Draven. And we also have Jason Voorhees from Friday 13th Part 2. Really, really nice. Yeah, a bit of a read up here. I don't know. I guess I can read it for you guys. It says, a fine line dissects the worlds of pleasure and pain, and walking that razor's edge is the scarred and punctured visage of Pinhead. The Lament configuration puzzle box is both the invitation and the key to unlock his world of dark fantasies and forbidden sins. Time to play. Ooh. I'm excited. Let's get this guy opened. So now that we've had a quick look at the packaging, what we'll do is we'll open up the Pinhead figure and we will have a closer look at the toy. And here we have Pinhead out of the package. If I give you guys a good close look at the figure itself, he is quite detailed. I mean, they did a lot of work on this figure, and I'm just going to fix a couple of these here. The one downside to this figure is, and I don't know if you guys can see it all that well, but a lot of his pins are all kind of bent and crooked and everything. So as soon as you take this guy out of the package, you probably will spend a good couple of minutes just adjusting the pins in the nose and some of the other places on the face, because you will find that those pins are bent. And aside from that, it's a really, really nice figure though. I'm not almost a fan of the face. It would have almost been nice if maybe they had closed the mouth. That grimace that he's got going on there, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't have him, but the original Pinhead from Neca, I notice a couple other pins are bent here. The original Pinhead from Neca had a mouth closed, and it almost suits the character a little bit more, I think, than this one here. Moving aside from the face, though, there's a lot of detail in the figure itself, in the body. The sculpt is actually very, very nice on the detail work and all the what would you call it? I guess the bodysuit or whatever he wears. Very, very detailed though. In the way of articulation, I originally thought that this was going to be a ball joint in the shoulder. Unfortunately, it's not though. It's just a swivel. There is articulation in the arm, as well as the hand here. Same idea on this hand too, except There is no articulation in the hand on this end. It's only just in the arm. So you're a bit limited there, unfortunately. He does come with 2 tools. Actually, if I reference the packaging here, they actually have called these torture tools, which is very nice. There's a little clear elastic that's keeping these on. So, but they can come out, which is nice. Or at least they appear that they can come off. It almost looks like there's a... You know what, I probably won't mess with this just because there is a string. I don't know if you can see it, there's like a little thread that's actually attaching these tools on. I just might leave them as is. One other thing that's interesting to point out is the undersiding of the figure itself is just a flat piece, and all you see is these little, you see his actual shoes. It's kind of funny, it just looks like somebody just stuck a couple things of shoes on there, but this whole bottom piece is just a solid base, which for Pinhead, you really don't necessarily need to have this all open with the legs, because I mean, you know, who's going to be looking at that anyways? But the figure itself is nice. I do really like the figure. In the way of downside, like negative points I have to give, the first one being, which I actually already touched base on, was the fact that all these little pins, and I know it couldn't be helped just because of the way the figure was sculpted, but all these little pins are mushed and squished and everything else when you first take them out. And like I spent a couple minutes just kind of fixing them off and trying to correct them just before I did the review, but I notice even still there's some pins that are still squished on the figure. Where that comes into play is, you know, the head itself is fine once you get the pins all in place, but what they've done, which is a good and bad thing, is they've actually given you a alternate head as well. And then this is of the head of Captain Elliot Spencer, who later becomes Pinhead. Really nice detail on Doug Bradley. They've really captured what Doug Bradley looks like. We first see him in human form in Hellraiser 3, Hellbound. And there's a nice little bald spot on Douglas. Now, going back to the problem with the pins, though, is this is an alternate head. So to get this head on, you have to take this head off. And you can put this on. Can you see where this is going? The pins themselves, there's no place that you can safely grab this head and take it off. Once it's off, I mean, you can put this head on, but then to get this head back on, and I tried doing it off camera here, and because I really wanted to show you both heads on the actual body, but I got this guy off partially, and then I thought to myself, how am I going to get this head back on? Because when I started putting the head back on, I was squishing a lot of these pins, and I don't think that these pins will have a lot of give to them where they're not eventually going to start falling off. So I do apologize. I'm not going to put the head on him. I do want to get a second one of these, though, just so I can have a Doug Bradley, Elliot Spencer head on Pinhead, and then maybe I would have one next to the other. So unfortunately, all I can show you right now is the other head. I'll make this quick because I'm kind of eating up some time here. In the way of accessories, he comes with one. He comes with a nice stand here with all the chains and everything else. And he also comes with the tower of parts. Now, it almost seems to me like I put this on wrong because it seems like it's higher than it should be. I can't figure out any other way this should go on. So, I mean, if I am putting this on wrong, feel free to let me know. But it is interesting to point out as well that there is several man apparatus that have been put onto this unit. Kind of interesting, but and then of course we've got some other. There's a hand and there's a little skull there. Overall, it's a nice base. The one thing I'm surprised that you didn't get with this figure was an actual puzzle box. I mean, though his hand is almost placed like it should have a puzzle box, and it's surprising that they didn't give you one with it. But overall, I mean, it's a nice figure. I'm disappointed the fact that the head is so hard to get back on that it hinders you wanting to put this head on. But I mean, overall, it's a nice figure, and I guess I'll wrap it up there. There you have a toy spot on NECA Cult Classics Hellraiser Pinhead, and with that, I will see you guys next time.